Denise Roach.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker, ki te whare, tēnā koutou katoa. Ki ngā iwi, tērā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. He honere he karoria ki te atua, he mongaroa ki te whenua, he whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. I rise to add my condolences and my aroha to the kōrero about this rangatira, Parekura Horomia. Firstly, I acknowledge the loss that Matua Parekura's passing has to his whānau, to his hapu, to his iwi, to his constituents, his people throughout Ikuroa Rāwhiti, and to his Labour Party colleagues as well. His loss is felt also across the country. In the days while he was lying at Hauiti, I was travelling around the country doing meetings. At every single meeting, his death was acknowledged and he was mourned for the loss of the contribution that he had made to this Parliament and to Aotearoa. I have the Industrial Relations portfolio, and the last time I spent with Matua Parekura was in Whakatane, at a hui there a few weeks back for the reanganga or kaimahi of the CTU. And he was really, really respected. He didn't look very well and he was cared for, but he was hugely respected for the support that he has given to Māori and to Māori workers throughout his decades of work himself in every area that he's worked in, and particularly as a parliamentarian. He was well known for supporting workers, and particularly Māori workers, having a collective voice through the unions. So it was appropriate for me that when I came to Hauiti for his tangi last week with my colleague Catherine, that we came on with those workers from the reananga kaimahi of the CTU. Parekura was extremely well known for the work that he did in promoting Māori into education, into good, strong jobs, decent jobs. His support was unfailing. He was also an incredibly strong supporter of the third sector, especially in employment development, so things like social enterprises through his work with KEGS. I hold the portfolio also for the community and voluntary sector and for gambling issues. And Matua Parekura was very well known for his strong support for reform for the gambling sector, because he knew too well the damage pokies have done in his electorate, and he wanted to reduce that harm to his people. My experience with Parekura was that he was very kind and generous, and he never ever spoke down to anybody. But listening to the Prime Minister and also to David Shearer, I understand that he never spoke up to anybody either. And he was very encouraging. He came up to me in the House one day after I delivered a speech that I was feeling quite shaky about on one of the treaty bills. And he just came up to me and he patted me on the shoulder and he said, "You did all right, girl." And it was really comforting. And then it was afterwards I realised, whoa, nobody's called me girl for ages. In the days and the weeks and the years ahead, we will continue to feel his loss. And for his family, for his whānau, I join with others, the many others who thanked you for loaning your father, your grandfather, your husband, your uncle, to the public service of this country. He devoted his life to that service, and your sacrifice is to be acknowledged. Moi mai e rangatira, haere rā, haere rā, haere ati rā.
Mr Speaker.
Brendan Horan.